Hi again. I thought I'd do a quick inbox review of the EA6B Prowler ITALERI kit. For those of you who don't know, it is a kinetic, it's a rebox of the kinetic kit, so I guess there's probably reviews out there already, the kinetic kit, but I thought I'd quickly go over this one. This is probably going to be my next build, although I haven't made a definite decision yet. So we've got kit number 2698, as you can see around the side here, nice picture of the decal options, various languages about information about the Prowler. Another picture there, gives you the length of the kit, 38 centimeters, so it's a reasonably big kit. What's nice with this one is you've got 5 versions, super decal sheet. Again, here we go, there's your 5 versions. Most of them in the sort of ghost grey, light ghost grey, dark ghost grey, whatever it is, versions, with obviously one exception here, which is the sort of desert sand camo, which is the one I actually like. Sorry, bring that into picture there. This is possibly the one I'm going to be doing. And then down the side here, you see I didn't actually pay the full price for it. Possibly paid a little bit over the odds compared to the actual kinetic kit, but I think what's nice with this one is you get more options, and the decal sheet, I have had a quick look, it does look awesome, so it's possibly worth the extra just for that. Particularly as you know, if you have to spend a tenner or 8-9 quid or whatever on an aftermarket decal, you're at the same sort of money or more than the kinetic kit anyway. But let's crack her open and we'll have a look and see what we've got. So let's put this down the other way. As I mentioned it, let's start with the decal sheet as it's here. I don't know how well you can see that, but that, I mean, it's cartograph, so let's be honest, you know it's going to be good. And I don't know if the video camera will even do these justice, but they're beautifully shiny. They feel really nice, thin. There's very little carrier film. They just look really, really nice. You know, there's no problems with. I don't think you have any problems with those at all. You know, the detailing, the writing, and everything is excellent. So, and you've got some nice, interesting schemes here. So that's nice. Just one thing to note: there's no instrument decals or anything like that. So, but we'll see what the instrument panel's like once we get into the kit. Instructions, fairly standard affair really. You've got a bit of English, German, French, etc., Italian and so on. Brief description of the actual aircraft itself, and then we open her up. Now, fairly standard again really. You've got your sprue map, a little bit here about different symbols you might see, draw holes, cut, parts not used, etc. And you've got some colours here. What's nice is they put them in, I don't know how you can see that, they put them in federal standard numbers first, so you should be able to match these paints to almost any brand, or the federal standard numbers to any brand. And then they do model masters and obviously ITALERI's own paints. Again, pretty standard really. We start off in the cockpit. It's a big old tub, 4 seats. I think you have to build for this. If you look at the picture down here, it says 4 seats going in. The seats look okay for kit parts, certainly from this diagram here anyway, but we'll see when we get into the parts. We've then got some bits and bobs here, the front wheel bay, then pretty much the thick kit's going together. You know, there's no real detail to the engines in this one at all. It's pretty straightforward, and we're bolting on various bits and pieces here, the sort of exhaust, nose and the wings. Now obviously this one can be done with the wings folded, which is possibly the way I'll be doing it, more for display. You know, it takes up less space of course. Lots of little lumps and bumps going on here. We've got a little bit more detail in the drawings, which is good. Again, front wheels, lots of little bumps, lumps and bumps here, and then we follow through the rest of the wheelbase, wheels. We've then got obviously for the ordnance, the pylons. Again, this aircraft has a lot of little tiny lumps and bumps on it, so it's going to be fun. We've then got the horizontal stabilisers. We go through, build the wings, and then obviously we get the option here to have them down or folded. There's some additional parts by the looks of things depending if you're having them folded up. And there's a nice diagram of how it should look. We've then got the clear parts going on. Oops, come over a bit for you. Clear parts, again various bits. You've got the sort of ladders, which are quite nice. Then we've got some various bits and bobs going on here, fuel tanks, and a couple of missiles. So it's fairly straightforward. And then we've got common decals here. Not too many stencils by the looks of things, which is always a great relief. And then we've got the colour schemes. Obviously the only slightly disappointing thing, I don't know how the kinetic kit compares, but it's all in black and white, so that's a slight shame. It would have been nice to have a colour call out, proper colour photos, but there we go, you can't have everything I guess. But other than that, not a bad instruction book. The first thing we'll see here is it comes in one massive great bag, which is not ideal, but let's see how we get on. Interestingly, looking at this, some of the parts are actually separate, so that's quite nice. So although it's in one bag, they are also bagged separately. Let's get my knife out here. So, main two fuselage halves. No flash really, I mean it's a bit blurry around all the plastic bits here, but the main actual parts don't seem to be too much of a problem. There's no real detail internally here. Also, sorry, there is a few little bits and bobs there. Recessed panel lines, reasonably crisp. Not the best I've seen, I have to say, in a modern kit, but nevertheless not too bad. It's quite nice rigid plastic, which is good. There's a little bit of flash there, but nothing that is going to cause a drama. As you can see, I don't know how well you can see compared to my hand, it's going to be quite a big beast. So with the wings out, it's going to take up quite a lot of shelf space, so be prepared. As I say, I might do mine folded, but we'll see. Yep, that's quite nice so far, no problems there. The clear parts, which are in a bag, but they're not sealed, which is slightly disappointing. We'll come back to those in a minute. Then we've got the sort of some of the main cockpit parts here. The main cockpit tub. It's raised instrument details. It's okay. We've got the two. They're quite large instrument panels, as you can see here. These are quite big compared to my fingers. Although with some careful painting, I'm sure they're going to look pretty good. I would be tempted. I think I might look out and see if I can get some colour photo etch for that. I don't know. We'll see. Again, you've got some nice detail here on the back walls. The noses are one piece affair, so that's nice. All these pieces look pretty good. There is a few injector pin marks, horrible bits here, but I'm sure again they can clean up without too much of a drama. So that's quite nice. So actually we've got a couple of little pieces here. These are a couple of the missiles. Interestingly, they're in completely different coloured plastic. I'll show you here again. I don't know how the camera will pick this up. Probably not that well. I mean, to my eye, it's completely different colour plastic. This is kind of a grey, well, almost a RMLO2 type colour, one of a better description, and this is kind of a more traditional sort of pale grey. I'm sure it's not a problem. It's just interesting that they're in different colours. Again, these parts look pretty good. They're quite nicely detailed. I'm guessing maybe this is an addition or a difference in the kit. I'm not sure in the versions. Nice, actually. These are two sprues that are the same, but the detail is good. Stick those back in there. Sorry about this. And then we've got one big bag, which actually looks like there is another bag within it, so that's not too bad. Again, be careful here with some of the parts don't sort of all yeah, interesting bag arrangement. Yeah, okay, so we've got some loose parts already here. One of the wheels and one of the control columns, so that would be frustrating if that had got lost, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful with that. We then go on to various bits. Again, this is the problem with the packaging in the same bag. This is coming loose. Again, the detail's reasonable. You've got some riveting, recessed panel lines here. The panels here are pretty good. You've got the wheel, obviously the wheel struts, quite solid. We've got some small injection pin marks here, and these sort of gear bay doors probably need to be taken care of if the gear doors are going to be open. Generally not bad. Got a bit of detail there. Reasonable. These are the bits for the wings. Again, you know, just not as refined as some of the more modern kits, but nevertheless, it all looks quite nice. There's no real major issues there. Oops. And then we've got horizontal stabilisers again, fairly subtle riveting, not too overdone. Parts are all nice. Clean, there's no major issues. Again, some very small parts. There's a tiny part here, look, that's just about to fall off. I'm going to have to take that off because that will just come off. Not sure what that's for. All looks quite nice, no real dramas there. Then we've got various bits of wing. Not quite sure whether they're all separate. Again, this one's broken off from here. Again, the detail is quite nice. You've got recessed panel and rivets. Looks quite good. Obviously the main part of the wing here, with the wheelbase, not a massive amount of detail in here, but maybe that's correct. Again, that all looks fine. We've then got upper parts or lower parts of the wing, I'm not sure which. Again, yeah, it's a bit rough and ready, the mould here, but how well you can see that. There's some sort of parts that flash almost, I think you describe this as. It's too big for much anything else. Again, a sanding stick, remove it, it's not really going to be a major drama. Just shows that they don't, you know, some of these kinetic kits just don't have the same refinement as some of the more modern Tamiya's, Hobby Boss, etc. More of the wings. I think I guess these are probably the upper parts of the first part of the wing. Again, it's quite nice plastic, and again, it's all recessed. We've got these. Interesting, you've kind of got the square and the pointed here, but again, it all looks pretty good. Again, you know, it just needs a bit of clean up, I think, around here, some of these parts, but nothing too much. Should cause too much problem. Then it looks like we've got two sprues exactly the same here. Again, we're going to have to be extremely careful here because we're going to lose bits. We've got the seat parts. They look quite reasonable, detailed. Obviously the wheels, hubs there, various small parts which all seem to be, you know, reasonably good, flash free. No real dramas, although that one looks like it may have a little bit of flash here. I don't think anything that would cause too much of a problem though. Again, you've got recessed panel lines, rivets on all the fuel tanks, quite nice. This one's just a copy, I think, by the looks of things. Again, yeah, there's a few bits of flash on some of these parts. Yeah, certainly a kit that seats look okay. Yep, nothing too bad there. Okay, the all-important clear parts, especially on this aircraft with the size of its cockpit. Now, I have to say, they look rather good. Very, very clear. Again, because they've got bashed around. There's a couple of little tiny scuffs, which is a bit of a shame. But the main, larger parts are very, very clear. Nice. Should be no problems there. Now, these aren't tinted. There's obviously just completely clear. I think some of the canopies on these aircraft were tinted, but I'm not an expert. But I might have to do a bit of research on that one. But you know, they look pretty good. In fact, did I mention anything in the instructions? No, it certainly doesn't give any indication of tinted canopies or whether you need to tint them. I don't think there's anything in here either to give us that indication. No. Cool. Okay, well that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, looks pretty good. Obviously, you know, it's a shame, especially with the kit, that if you were paying full price for it, you think they could package it a little better so these bits didn't get bashed around quite so much. It's a bit of a shame. It might be nice to see a little bit of photo etch belts or something like that. It's a little addition, as it's a rebox, you know, just to add that bit over and above the kinetic, the original kinetic kit. But I'm sure there's you know, add-ons that can be purchased for it. Cool. Anyway, cheers. Thanks for watching.